एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू आवर यूट्यूब चैनल। और आज का जो हम टॉपिक डिस्कस करेंगे वो है नीति आयोग, और मैंने इसे 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया है। तो हम आज पार्ट 1 स्टार्ट करेंगे। बिफोर दैट, अनअकैडमी यूपीएससी चैंपियनशिप 2.0 has already started and it is providing you with all India free mock test series or under UPSC CSC Prelims 2020 to 21 paper 1 JS. You will also get a chance to meet with the UPSC CSC 2019 toppers, top unacademy educators, and along with that you will also get a subscription scholarship also. So this was conducted on 30th August, September, 13th September, 20th September, and the last date for its last date is 27th September. So if you are really interested, then please don't miss this golden opportunities. So you can enroll now for this championship. As we know that our exams are scheduled for next month, and if you want to brush up some of your topics or concepts, or you want to clear your doubts, then you can enroll for UPSC CSC 2020 with Unacademy. Then this one subscription has like unlimited benefits, like you can learn from your home, you have unlimited access to all courses, we had top educators, full syllabus coverage, double doubt clearing session, live test series, and study material is provided in the form of PDF format. And we have proper answer writing session for every student under our mentor and guidance. So this will be really beneficial for all the UPSC aspirants. So this is also one-stop solution for your complete UPSC CSC preparation. We have structured batches with top educators, batches in Hindi, English bilingual, late night as well as 2-year batches, 100% syllabus coverage, vast range of optional, prelims test series with evaluation, main test series with evaluation. We have dedicated double doubt clearing classes for students, daily current affair practice, essay and answer writing practice. We also provide you with the performance analysis after your test series. Then we will also prepare you for your interview, so this is beneficial for every student. Now we have 4 complete batches. We have batches in Hindi, English bilingual for 2021 UPSC CSC preparation. That is starting from 21st September. They already started on 21st September. Then we have English batch also for JS, that will for 20 to 2022. So you can enroll for any batches in whichever you are comfortable in. So we have ultimate revision booster prelims batch course, and the ultimate we have in 2 courses. We have 2 courses in this, in bilingual and in English for prelims 2020. So you can enroll for it now, and this is completely free, and the duration is from 5th to 30th September 2020. We have free live classes from Monday to Friday, and in that we'll ask you about, we have different sectional quizzes. Now if you subscribe now, you will get 10% off. So you just need to apply this code SIMPLEYT, and you can get subscription from that app over there that is shown in this image. Then you can apply this code and you will get 10% discount. Now we will ask you daily current affairs test series is also completely free along with this, and it will be given to you on 7:30 p.m. daily, 20 questions, 20 minutes, and it will consist of 40 marks along with your test analysis. And we'll give in the performance we have, along with your correct and incorrect answer, that will be given in green and red color. We'll also provide you with the percentile with the percentile along with yourself and others and the topper, so you can basically see yourself wherever you stand in the class. So this will actually help you to improve your marks. Then if you really like our channel and feel that this is very informative for every student, then you can click to join on YouTube, Telegram, Facebook, in whichever social network inside you're active on. So let's start our topic. Now let's start about the establishment of Niti Aayog. As we know, the Niti Aayog was established on 13th of August 2014 under the Modi government, which scrapped off the 65-year-old Planning Commission and announced that it would be replaced by a new body. Accordingly to that, on Jan 1, 2015, the Niti Aayog, the National Institution for Transforming India, was established as a successor to the Planning Commission. However, it must be noted over here that Niti Aayog, like the Planning Commission, was also created by the executive resolution of the Government of India under Union Cabinet, and it is also neither a constitutional body nor a statutory body. Basically, it means that it is a non-constitutional or an extra-constitutional body that has been not been created by the constitution, but a non-statutory body not created by an act of the parliament also. Now, this Niti Aayog is basically a premium policy of think tank of the government of India, providing with both the direction and policy inputs. While designing the strategic and this long-term policies and the programs of the government, the Niti Aayog basically also provides relevant technical advice to every state and center. Now, from center to state, the one way flow of policy that was also the hallmark of the Planning Commission era, as we can see, that is now sought to be replaced by a genuine and continuing all the partnership of the states. Now, in a pragmatic shift from the command and control of the power, the Niti Aayog basically tries to accommodate all the drivers' opinion or the view in a very collaborative rather than conformist setting. In the spirit of the federalism, the Niti's own policy are basically thinking to shape down from bottom to up approach rather than top to down model like like the planning commission. So basically, what is the rationale behind this setup of Niti Aayog that everyone questions? So basically, if we try to explain the reason, basically replacing the Planning Commission with the Niti Aayog of the Union government. So they try to make some of the following observation. First, that India basically has undergone a paradigmic change, a paradigm change, or the shift over the past 6 decades, as we know. The transformation that has been taken place after 1990s has been drastic, and it is not just political, economic, socially, but also technological as well as demographically. Now the new changes of the youth are very different, and of the population that was there before 60 years ago. So now we need something new or a new commissions who can actually cater to all the interests of new India and not the previous India. Oh, now our demographic dividend or the demography has also changed a lot due to the educated population has been the literacy rate has also increased, and we have more literate people in our country. We have technology, different job opportunities, and all these factors actually played a very important role for uh, pra- changing a paradigm shift over the last 6 decades. Now, the role of this government in national development has also seen a parallel evolution, as we can see. Keeping with all these changes, the government of India has also decided to set up this Niti Aayog, that is known as the National Institution for Transforming India. Now, in the place of the Planning Commission, we see as it means to better serve the needs and aspiration of the people of India that we were discussing right now. This institution is not just a catalyst to all the development process, but it also tries to nurture an overall enabling environment through a holistic approach to the development that is going beyond the limited sphere of the public sector and the government of India. Now this will also be built on the foundation of an empowered role of states as equal partners in national development, operationalization of the principle of cooperative federalism. Then we have second over here, the point is that a knowledge of how our internal and external resources that are basically trying to serving as a uh, respiratory of a good governance and best practices, and a proper think tank that is basically offering for the domain knowledge as well as strategic expertise to all the levels of the government. Now, a collaborative platform that is facilitating the implementation by monitoring the progress, bulging, bulging the gaps, and bringing together the various ministry at the center and the state in the joint pursuit of development goals. Now, in the same context, the Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said the 65-year-old Planning Commission had actually become very redundant organization in the present scenario. So it was relevant in command to the economy structure, but not any longer. So India is a very diverse country, and it basically states are very states in the various phases of economic development, along with its own strengths and weaknesses. In this context of one size fits all approach to the economic planning has also become very obsolete, which means very old and not practical to not practically possible. So basically it cannot make India competitive in global economy. Now the resolution also tried to observe that perhaps the most importantly, the institution must also adhere to the tenant while incorporating all the positive influences from the world. No single model can also be transplanted from outside into the Indian scenario. So we need to find our own strategy for the development and growth. So a new institution has to zero in this work has to zero in on what will work in India and only what will work in and for our country, and it will be only a Bharatiya approach to our development process. Now let's talk about the composition. Now the composition of Niti Aayog is like as follows. We talk about the chairperson is basically the prime minister of a country. The governing council basically comprises of the chief ministers of states, chief ministers of union territory with legislatures like Delhi and Puducherry. Then governors of governors of other union territories. Then we can talk about the regional council. These are formed to address certain issues and contingencies that are impacting more than one state or a region. They are basically are formed for a specific tenure. So these are basically convened by our prime minister, and that comprises of chief ministers and governors of union territory in this region, and these are chaired by the chairperson of the Niti Aayog or his nominee. And again we can talk about the special invitees like the experts, specialists, practitioners with the proper relevant skills, that domain of knowledge as special invites that has been nominated by the prime minister. We have full-time organizational framework that it comprises in addition to the prime minister as the chairman. The vice chairperson is appointed by the prime minister and he enjoys the rank of a cabinet minister. Then the members are basically full time and they enjoy the rank of Minister of State. The part time members are basically maximum of two from leading universities, research organization, or other relevant institutions in ex officio capacity. Part time members would be on a proper rotation. We have ex office members also, that are maximum four in the Union Council of Ministers to be nominated by the Prime Ministers. Then we have Chief Executive Officer. He is appointed by the Prime Minister for a fixed tenure. In the rank of Secretary to the Government of India, we have Secretary as the Dean. That has been very necessary. Now let's talk about the specialized wings. The Niti Aayog basically tries to house a number of specialized wing that has been like including the first is the research wing, that means it develops in houses the sectorial expertise that has been dedicated to the think tank of top-notch domain experts, specialists, and scholars. We have consultancy wing that it provides a marketplace of vetted panels of expertise and funding for the central and state governments to tap into their matching requirements with solution providers, public, private, national, international, by playing the match maker instead of providing the entire service itself. We have Niti Aayog that is able to focus its resources on priority matters, providing guidance and an overall quality check to the rest. Then we have Team India wing that it comprises on the representative from every state and ministry. It serves a permanent platform for national collaboration. Then each representative, it ensures that every state or ministry has a continuous voice and stake in the Niti Aayog. We have and it established a basically a direct communication channel between the state and ministry. Then we have Niti Aayog for all the development related matters that has been dedicated to the interface. Then we have Niti Aayog basically functions in the close cooperation, consultation and coordination with the ministers of the central government, state governments, and while it makes the recommendations to all the central and state governments, now the responsibility for taking and implementing the decision basically rests with him. Now, what are the objectives over here? The objective of Niti Aayog are like some of the main function objectives are basically to evolve a very shared vision of national development priorities, sectors, strategies, with the active involvement of the states in the light of national objectives. Then the vision of Niti Aayog will then provide a proper framework for national agenda for the Prime Minister and the Chief Ministers to provide them impetus to them. Then they need to also foster the cooperative federalism through the structured support initiatives mechanism with the states on a very continuous basis. Then recognizing that the strong states basically make a strong nation. Then they need to develop the mechanism to formulate credible plans at the state and the village level and the aggregate these progressively at the higher levels of government. They need to also ensure that on all areas that specifically they are referred to it that there are interests of national security are incorporated in economic strategy and policy. They need to also pay attention, special attention to the section of our society that may be at risk of not just benefiting adequately from the economic progress. Now they want to design the strategic and long-term policy program frameworks and initiatives and to monitor their progress and their efficacy. The lessons that need to be learned through monitoring and the feedback will be used to make used to make all the innovative and improvements that are basically needed in necessary in the mid course correction. Then they also need to provide the advice and encourage all the partnership between the key stakeholders and national and international that are like-minded in think tanks as well as educational and policy research institution. Then we need to create a knowledge in innovation and entrepreneurial support system. So very collaborative community of national and international experts, practitioners and other partners. Then we need to also offer a platform for resolution of intersectorial and interdepartmental issues in order to accelerate the implementation of the development agenda, to maintain a state of art that is resource center, be a respiratory of research on good governance and best practices in the sustainable and equitable development as well as to help with the dissemination to the stakeholders. Then we need to actively monitor and evaluate the implementation of all the program and the initiatives that are including the identification of the needed resources so as to basically strengthen the probability of success and scope of delivery. We also need to focus on technology and upgradation and the capacity that is building for implementation of program and all the initiatives. We also need to like undertake other activities that is necessary in order to further basically execution of the national development agenda and the objective that has been mentioned above are basically their proper objectives. Even we can observe that Niti Aayog actually aims to accomplish certain objectives and opportunities. First, an administration paradigm in which the government is enabler rather than a provider of first and the last resort. Second, the progress from food security to focus on mix of agriculture production as well as actual returns that the farmers get from the produce. Third, to ensure that the India is an active player in the debates and deliberations on the global governments. Fourth, to ensure that economically and vibrant middle class remains engaged and its potential is fully realized. Then we have the leverage India's pool of entrepreneurial, scientific, and intellectual human capital. We need to also incorporate the significant geo-economic and geopolitical strength of the non-resident of Indian community. We need to urbanize the we need to use the urbanization as an opportunity to create the wholesome and basically secure the habitat through the use of all the modern technology. We need to use the technology for the opacity and the potential for all the misadventures that are there in the governance. Now, Niti Aayog basically tries to aim to enable India with a better face of complex challenges through one leveraging the India's demographic dividend and realization of the potential of youth, men, women through the education, skill development, elimination of gender biases and employment. Second, we need to eliminate the poverty and the chance of every citizen to live a life of dignity and self-respect. Then we need to readdressal of all the inequalities, readdressal of all the inequalities in terms readdressal of all the inequalities that are based on regular basis, biases, caste, economic disparities, economic disparities also. Then we need to integrate the villages into institutional, we need to integrate the village institutional in the development process, and the policy support more than the 50 million small businesses which are a very major source of employment creation. And we need to safeguard our environmental and ecological assets. Then what are the guiding principles? Basically, in carrying out certain functions, the Niti Aayog has also like set up some of the principles. First, the Antyogdan is basically to prioritize the service and to uplift the poor, marginalized, downtrodden, as enunciated in Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's ideas. Then we have inclusion is basically to empower the vulnerable and the marginalized sections of the society in redressing the identity based inequalities of all kinds of gender, region, religion, caste, or class. Then we have village in basically to integrate our villages into the development process to draw on the vitality and energy or background of our ethos, culture, and sustenance. Then we have demographic dividend, basically the hardness of our rated asset and the people of India by focusing on their development through their education and skilling and their empowerment through the productive livelihood opportunities. We have people's participation in transform the development process into countries driven one, making an awakened and the participative citizenry the the driver of the good governance. Then we have governance, that means the nurture to an open, transparent, accountable, and a proactive, that has been for the purposefulness of their style of governance. Then transitioning focus from outlay to output and then to our outcome. Then let's talk about the sustainability is basically to maintain the sustainability at the core of our planning and development process. We are building on all our ancient tradition for the respect of environment. Therefore, Niti Aayog is basically based on seven important pillars for effective governance. First, it is a pro-people agenda that actually tries to fulfill all the aspirations of a society as well as individuals. Then it's a proactive in anticipating and responding to all the citizen needs. Then it is participative by involvement of citizen. Fourth, empowering all the women in every aspect. Then inclusion of all the groups with special attention to SCs, STs, OBCs, and minorities. Equality of opportunity for the youth. Transparency through the use of the technology to make government visible and responsive. Then we through its commitment to a cooperative federalism, promotion of citizen engagement, egalitarian access to opportunity, then participative and adaptive governance, and to increase in the use of technology. The Niti Aayog basically tries to seek to provide a critical, directional, and a strategic input into all the development process. And this, along with being the incubator of ideas for development, is one of the major mission of Niti Aayog. Now let's talk about the certain criticism of Niti Aayog. First is basically hitting out at the government for the decision for restructure the planning commission and restructuring it as Niti Aayog. The opposition said that the move is just a fluff and mere gimmickry, And they also expressed the apprehension that the new body will actually pave down the way for discrimination, as it corporates will be the case the shots in the policy making of the country. Now the CPIM leader also said that the term by renaming the planning commission as the Atiniti and or Durniti is basically no policy and a bad policy. He also said that just a change of nomenclature, the gimmickry does not serve any purpose. Let us see what the government basically plans to do with this Niti Aayog. Now it is also said that the government basically wants to greet the people with the fluff and not substance on the first day of 2015. Then there is nothing more that can be said that if the North Block or the finance ministry has a very short term view of both fiscal and monetary objective, it is going to be a final arbiter between the states and the center, as it is being the stakeholder in the process. And I am afraid that it is going to discriminate against the state, as Congress leader Mahesh Tiwari said. After all, what was Planning Commission doing? It used to plan policy. So by changing the nomenclature from Planning Commission to Niti Aayog, what is the message of government trying to send? Mr. Tiwari also said that, adding that the Congress opposition to restructuring of planning only was based on principles, and it's not a question of like fighting a war between, but it's a matter of the principle that he's talking about. Now the opposition Bharatiya Janata government also used to say that he used to go for extra length by talking about federalism and how the sanctity and sacrosanct of federalism has to be maintained. And they were also talking about that now they are going to exactly the reverse, as Congress leader said. Now, the veteran CPI leader Gurudas Das Gupta said that by dismantling the planning commission and bringing a new body in its place will also lead to a unregulated economy, and it is not the change of name. The planning commission is being abolished because the government does not believe in planning, as he said. Now, the government would also like to have a full market economy which is totally unregulated. Now, Mr. Gas Gupta also said that if we are doing this, then if this becomes the policy of the government to not to help the advance the country, control inflation and create job opportunity, it will not be good for our country. Now, the mere change of the Yojana Ayog or to Niti is not just objectionable, but it is also coupled with the real reform. Otherwise, it will be purely cosmetic, like either naming the ceremonies, like the Congress spokesman Abhishek Manu Singhvi said. He said that Congress would have supported a constructive reform of Planning Commission, but the alteration of identity and this basic structure, he said, is being done because of the anti-Nehruism and the anti-Congression. Now, the CPIM, the Central Committee member, also said that it has no meaningful purpose because it is just serving by just the renaming the Planning Commission, and the allegations are there on BJP government that it has decided to dissolve the Planning Commission is basically to dilute the planning process. As he said, the government should have given a motive to the National Development Council instead. So we have discussed by and large everything in Niti Aayog. So watch my second video part 2 to complete this chapter. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you really like this video, then you can like, subscribe and share.